Good morning, Miss Brittany Paige from Weaver John C. The guy who does the Diary of a Griever named John Weaver on the tube. It's the 9th of April, and it's about, what time is this? 7:24 in the morning. With all these guys trying to flop left and right, proving that they are changed people, they're fishing for trouble. They're fishing for trouble. I have yet to keep up with all the conservative and all the independents out there talking and going over each other. I did catch pieces of what Tucker Carlson is trying to sell, not to mention Marjorie Taylor Greene. We really got to talk about stuff like this. Give me a second here. Much apologies. We are living in a surrealistic, topsy-turvy world, my dear. And if that is Jesse Dollemore lurking in the background. Good morning, Jess. How you doing, dude? We don't talk much these days, do we? You got too many people in front of you who want to clamor for your attention. Must be nice being buried alive. There's so many people who want you. Don't live on the fame. Don't live on the ego, dude. It'll eat you and bury you alive and spit you out. Trust me, I've been there, done that. Pause. Some people might think I'm totally out of it. But then again, hearing everybody else who are yelling and screaming at each other, saying, pay attention to me, while drowning in their own ego baths. No, thank you. But we have lots of things to say and lots of things to cover, do we not? We have screwed ourselves over so many times. And forgive the little tour of reality that I live here. I think the Trumps would find this place very insulting because it's not gold, it's not glitter. It's a man dealing with life on its own challenges and its own issues. I suggest a mug war somehow. Grossed out? This is where some of the regular people live. We don't have fancy places to live in. We don't have places to call home, as in the perfect, cleanest place around. No, not us. Not us. I have just me and anything and everybody else that's dealing with life on life's terms. I'm dealing with issues of the personal nature that deals with things that the government is taking away slowly, and other things the government hasn't taken away slowly. Healthcare, mental health, two major things to stress over. And yet in our world, in our life, we stress like crazy over it. I have insurance covered by Medi. They are helping me physically and psychologically at this point. I'm appreciative to the Kaiser Foundation on this one. But imagine that taken away. What would I be stuck with? Worse than the conditions I am in right now, physically and mentally at this point. But that is incomprehensible to those who are the haves and don't care about the have-nots because they want more and more and more. Tucker and his kind are the same way. Leeches. They will feed upon everybody else. Whoever's got the biggest, fattest, juiciest torso to suck out the marrow and everything else, and then go for somebody else left and right because they're in for their own survival. And I have been listening, guys. I have been watching these things happen over the past decade or so since I joined the YouTube community. Watching it's one thing, but producing is another. On my channel, I've been dealing with emotional issues that have buried me alive and almost crippled, damn near destroyed me. Grief, depression, PTSD. These things are real. For me, they're my own personal demons I got to deal with. But then again, I got to deal with the external ones that are siphoning up money left and right and ballooning themselves a great deal. I have medical conditions that's making me balloon up, and I still have to get that taken care of or deal and treated. But the funding for that always being threatened by those who want more and more. The Trumps, the billionaires, the Carlsons, the Greens. I never put faith and stock in any of them because all they want is more and more. Think of it as a balloon. Biggest damn balloon you've seen, but it was on two legs, walking all the damn time. Just how much of this world can deal with that much gas in their head. Always worried whether or not they're going to get a sharp prick somewhere. And how would they be if all that gas got exploded out? But they got thick skins, don't they? They live in their own little bubble world. I live in an environment that's not a bubble world, but it's a constant reality of bug war. It's constant mental health challenging me left and right to where I had to reach out for help to the medical establishment for assistance. Told lots of advice. And some of it I couldn't deal with. I would have to have faith and trust in a system that, according to my own mental illness and my own anger towards it, of a world trying to save my ass throughout my life. I'm 60 years old. I had multiple things happen to me ever since the day I was born that I thought it was a threat to my life. Even saving my life in a dramatic way of opening up a guy's chest, reaching into the heart, trying to repair valves, and seeing a kid, the patient in front of him, die 3 times, come back to life. And then deal with the painful things happen afterwards. Accidents, faces smashed in, car accidents. Those things that kids would take and laugh like crazy, but not me. That was a nightmare to my mother. Crippled Children's, back then, insurance company, would have a field day. And Ma had to deal with all the bills and that stuff because I had to be the terror of the family. My big brother, 8 years older, he was the man of the family. And even then he was afraid that I would tick Ma off more often than that because I was a carefree kid trying to prove something. I'm self-destructive. I didn't even realize it until I kept thinking about it in my old adult musings. Seeing Trump and those like him feeding off of everybody. If I put him into a cartoon or a metaphorical figurehead, they're monsters that feed upon people and gorge themselves. lie, cheat, steal, pilfer, pillage, and plunder him. And yet would back off when confronted with mobs of people, mobs of the earth, to let them know that their actions are not warranted. And yet we are stymied and stifled. We are stymied and stifled, Jess. We depend upon the U.S. Constitution and the legal system to protect our ass. Barely at this point. We cannot depend upon the Congress. We can't even depend upon those who keep following Trump or the clones of Trump in Congress. Because they want to be just like him. They're too damn afraid of everything else. We keep wondering, is this the time when our country is falling to pieces, if it'll ever recover? Or change and mutate into something that we're going to be afraid of for decades to come. Our allies shifted allegiances and trades away from us. If we wanted to make America first, we made America solo and alone. How are we supposed to deal with that one? Everything gets so skyrocketing. Money taken away from us because we also have the threat of Social Security shutting down on us, giving us only partials instead of more cost of living advances. I'm thinking about these things. I look at what's going on in the tubes, on the YouTubes. I hear the news on the corporate media. There'll been a time when we actually listened to the corporate media and didn't question it as much because we had faith and trust in the broadcast system that would tell us the honest truth. The locals are the only ones seems to be trying to struggle with that because we have the day-to-day in their own towns to give us the real life. I listened about disasters happening, or police chases, or cities battling it out with each other with gubernatorial candidates trying to rule and ruin a city, or worse, a state, by interfering with elections, past and present. We woke up in a world that we thought was working, and now this mechanism is breaking down one way or another. The sprockets, the springs, the gears, all jamming up, overheated, popping off of their mountings. Imagine a walking, talking robot, huge, immense. It cannot function because its gears and mechanisms are popping off out of its system. Something that would be put into a book of Omni when it was still published. And yeah, trying to be fanciful and thinking about things like this, trying to put it into a perspective. And it's hard enough for me to think when I wake up this morning. That's a constant, never-ending situation we're in. We're hoping and praying the midterms will save and salvage us. Put the healing and soothing balm on us all. Well, we have others saying that the voting is no damn good. Voting by mail is insulting as hell because it hurts us. Well, who's the us? The voters? Or for those who are panicked by it? By decisions made by the masses or telling those cowering right now that their time may be up if the masses are allowed to vote. Ah, but in which particular form and fashion? And will it be correct in whose eyes? So we have to deal with that fear factor on a constant basis. I have to battle it out with the chickens holding on to the guns, threatening to keep their lives going, warning us with the bullets that we will take you and we will rob you and we will put you in jails without process. And see how you survive on lousy food, lousy conditions. You will fear us. You will learn to fear us. We are the power. And you know what pisses me off even further? When the legal system doesn't allow us any justice at all. Then we have to endure this and deal with the nightmares on a constant basis for decades to come, for generations to come, when we couldn't even fight back. And the thing of it is, if we hadn't followed the laws or the Constitution as much as we tried in our generation or the previous generations, or even in this century, or at least last century, maybe there would have been something worse than that. If we didn't have the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. trying to tell us that peaceful marches were the better ways, we would have ended up back in the 1860s, Jess and Miss Britt. We would have ended up with a bloody civil war, not a revolution, but another civil war. Gandhi would have a field day with us if he was still around. However, he would be too damn old to do another fasting to calm the United States. Bad enough it almost took his life. Actually, he did take his life in India. And he recovered from the last fasting. And somebody had a burp his ass and shot him cold. We hope and pray for justice to happen. Is it justice or revenge? The perpetual cycle of it all. I don't know, guys. I wake up to my own world of dealing with management company, a property management company that just doesn't have what it takes to take care of property anymore. Because the owner backed out a long time ago, took out the money, and left the properties to fend for itself. People move out. I'm among a few who are still here because we got no other place to go. Other properties are taken or too damn expensive. So I deal and I live in the existence I have right now. I see the bug-infested world that we have right now. And it's not just in the four walls I exist in, guys. It's beyond the four walls. I have a therapist trying to tell me that I need to get out more and walk more into the sunlight. I'm afraid to see what's happening out there in the sunlight when I see people bashing on each other's heads or yelling and screaming at each other with political epithets, or even flying the American flags with red caps on there, daring people to challenge. Or even better yet, ICE agents popping out and wondering who the hell I am, so they have somebody they can pick on. It was one thing growing up in a valley a long time ago as a kid, where I had to worry about the kids asking me about my colors, what I was wearing, both pants and shirt, maybe a jacket and cap if I was lucky enough, and them asking me, where are you from? Doesn't matter which bully it is. They're all bullies. And eventually, they'll be pounding on the door just because they can, and they will. Take me away because they can and will. And I'll have no legal recourse because I'm denied all. And wonder if they'll pick on a white guy that badly because other white guys told him to do so. Welcome to my world and yours. That being said, guys, we'll talk eventually. Maybe.